Hello folks, welcome to episode 1 of our 6th season here at RFC Liege. This is a save where we are trying to take this small-ish club, but with great historical significance above their noisy neighbours, Standard Liège. RFC Liege won the first ever Belgian league back in the 1800s, and have won it now five times in their history, but in recent times, due to financial issues, they have dropped down into the amateur leagues. Well, we took control a few years back. We got them promoted out of the amateur leagues into the second tier of Belgian football, and here they are back in the top tier, and this will be the first time for a good few years. So it's great to be here, and it's great to bring this historic club back to where they belong. Now, the problem is this league is far above us in terms of quality from the league below. So there's only one who goes up, maybe two, but it's based on playoff. And it's always the same teams coming up and back down. There is such a big gap between us and the teams at the top of this league. So that's going to be hard. So what we had to do, as you well knew, we'll have to do some transfers to try and make this team able to compete at this level. Problems we were having is that despite being in the top division of the country, we still have such a low reputation that many players don't want to come here either permanently or even on loan, which is quite disappointing. But we have made transfers, and we have a squad that I'm pretty happy with. I think it could have gone better, but I think I'm really happy with some of them. The other thing that we've done is we have bought back, because we had to make quite a few transfers. We bought back some players who were with us in previous years, and that was done to increase the quality as those players have improved and are certainly make us a bit better, but also B, to try and, because we were bringing in so many players, to try and use the fact they'd been here already to kind of mitigate that huge influx of players on team morale. And it does seem to have worked, which is quite interesting. So as you can see here, we are playing we're playing Genk in our first season in this top tier. They're predicted to be 4th in the league. We are predicted to be bottom by a considerable margin. Let's have a look at that season preview. So Genk 12-1, and we are 1,000-1, way behind Mouscron and Kortrijk. And don't forget, this is the situation we faced when we got promoted last time out. We've still got a lot of issues financially. The board have yet again done something spectacularly crazy though. Let's have a look at this. I'll pop it on the screen now. Yeah. £1 to £2 million in debt, and the board think, you know what we need? We need to build a new stadium, because we only just built the other stadium. We'll build a new stadium, only £11.5 million, which will be offset by the £500,000 the club get for selling the old ground. So that's good. And we've got a loan, so the majority of it is paid for with a loan, and we've also got some additional sponsorship. Great, okay, that's good. It's fine until you realise the loan means that we're going to be paying back £100,000 a month. We're on average about £500,000 a month. So this is going to put us a little bit more, and we aren't making that much money. You sort of look at what we've got there, hundreds, and these are aberrations here. I don't know what the £750,000 a month there is, but I don't think this is going to go well. Yeah. We're predicted to end up at £20 million in debt, so it just doesn't make any bloody sense at all. But they're the owners, and they want to build a stadium. Fine, we will deal with that. I'm not entirely sure where we're going to be playing our home games in the meantime. We are at the Kerveg Stadium, which has got a capacity of around 8,000. So we're actually having to go elsewhere, and we're renting that for £135,000 per year. So, it's good, isn't it? Which has got less capacity than the club we're going into, but it's not a massive stadium. So I don't know. I'm struggling a little bit with this. We've also had downgraded facilities, but we've got no money to change that. So, and the board aren't interested in doing that. So let's have a look at some transfers in the midst of all this chaos, and then we'll play our first game against Genk. So you can see there's a fair old whack of players who have come in. I haven't spent any money, but you can see who've gone out. Lebe, Sagers, and Williams, 3 youngsters. I'd have liked to keep hold of them, but they wanted to go, and I didn't have an issue with that. We've got loaned out a couple more of our players. In terms of released players, Mahu and Sprout have left. I'm sorry, FM Llama. Sprout has gone. He is no longer part of the roast dinner. Players in though, we have got some great players. So Demo Koida, you knew about, he was our left back from last season. We've signed him in on a free transfer. That was a very good signing. So we sorted that out before the end of last season. I was really, really happy with that. Worth a fair amount of money, and he's a good player for our team. So he is our first choice left back. So then what I wanted to do was to bring in someone who could play maybe up top, give us a little bit more ability, but also out wide. And we brought in Mohamed Bayo from Kortrijk. He's hardly played for them at all, but I think he looks a reasonable player. So he's actually injured at the moment, unfortunately, but you can see that he's certainly got everything we want for a striker. It's nothing's amazing, but everything's 11s and 12s. So he will do absolutely. 3.5-star player up top as a poacher, and that's probably pretty much where we'll be playing him. Next up, Taylor Lavambo is back. He's 3.5-star winger, but I think he looks great. He looks a very, very good winger. We are going to enjoy having Taylor back. He has been away at Ingolstadt, where he's only played 2 games, but in the Bundesliga too. But I think he will certainly get games for us, and so that I think is a great signing. We've brought in this lad, this youngster, who will be our first choice right back. Youngster looks really good, I think. Not fast enough is the only slight issue, but mentally he's got some good attributes. That bravery looks enticing. Pretty good defensively, and some of these other things are improving. I would like him to be a bit faster. He's 17, so plenty of time to develop. So he will be coming. I will be trying to build him up and improve him to a maybe 3.5-star player, perhaps by the end of the season. And hopefully then we'll have a decent player on our hands. Tika de Jong, he's back. He's going to be a backup on the left, right, middle, whatever. But he did all right last season, didn't he? No, he didn't. He was. To be fair, I thought I was signing De Wilde, and in fact, I was trying to sign De Wilde. I did do that. I did do that deal. He decided he didn't want to come, so then I managed to sort out the Taylor Lavambo, who also didn't want to come. I thought, oh, that's sorted that out. And for whatever reason, I got De Wilde and De Jong mixed up in my head when I tried to do it the second time. And he came, and I thought, that's great. And then I looked at him and thought, yeah, that's not quite who I thought it was. And I just did it again there. Tika de Jong, he will be a backup, and that's fine. Another attacking player, Brian Samara, he's going to be our first choice right-sided midfielder. He looks better than Lavambo, I think. Lots of 11s, 12s and 13s, pretty fast, can cross, dribble, do pretty much everything. He's got a good pass on him. I think he is an all-round very nice player. He will fit into the team nicely. He's on loan from Chambly. Then, obviously, I've been trying to sign Houtstadt, the centre-back we had last season. He ended up going, I think, to another Belgian club or somewhere. Well, I thought we'd sorted it, but he decided not to come. So we've gone to Feyenoord, and we have signed up Morgan Zuan, who I think is a reasonably good player. Tall, so we've got that covered. Not particularly fast, but we've got Diogo alongside him, but he will provide us with a decent defensive if not slightly. I mean, look at the positioning as well, and that's important. He's slightly limited, but he is very much just kind of a solid defender. So I'm happy with that. I think that's a good signing. I think he'll do okay at this level. Matthias Fixels, who I found on a free, he looks pretty good, and another player to play across these attacking roles, and also can play in that midfield role as well. So we've got a lot of options in the attacking third, because that's kind of what I felt we were, one of the places we were kind of lacking last season. And then the final player is Hossein Boshima, who is another central midfielder. So we don't have that many options in this area. I think he looks good. Decent first touch, decent technique, passing and vision look really good. Maybe vision could be a bit better. Nice balance there, but he looks like he's a good quality player, and he's going to do a job there in that midfield role. So that's the signings. Let me know what you think about that. I'm pretty happy with them. We've not lost anyone. Diogo, our superstar, is still here. The Brazilian man, 17-year-old boy, he's up to a 4-star, but look at where he is now. Look at the tackling at 17. He's marking and heading, looking really good, going in the right direction. He's tall. He's 182 centimetres at this time. So, I mean, he looks just awesome. We also brought into the squad Elias Saidi, who's another one of our youth prospects, only 15, but looks a real prospect and can play in that sort of defensive midfield role. We're going to try and push him up and get him to learn that, so we can play him as a ball-winning midfielder in that position there. And he's got the things you'd want. He can tackle, but he's got really good passing as well. So I'm kind of excited about that. So we'll see if we can build him up. And that's all we've done. Transfer-wise, I think it's good. I think there's some great players in there. Dynamics, it's good, even with all those players in. I think, hopefully, my tactic of bringing in some of these young players who have played with us before is going to pay off. But against Genk, it's going to be tough. So, yeah, I think the likelihood is we will, as a rule, probably go back to balance. This is the team that we're going with. We've got Leye up top. I think Bayo is out, so Leye's in here from the start. We've got Luvambo on the left side, Samare on the right, Fixels in the centre, and then Asana is playing alongside Bushema, who will be, I think he was a better deep line playmaker on support. We'll do that. That's better. On the left side of defence, we've got Koida. And next to him is Zuan and Diogo, with Deschamps, the youngster, on the right side. And I don't want to play him. I'll play him as a wing back. No, I don't think that's a good idea. We just want to play him as a full back on support. And we could Koida as a wing back on automatic. We'll do that. There we go. We've got work to do on that right side. We've got options there as well. Don't forget, we've got Kastan, who did great last season. Abel Jans can play there as well. So we've definitely got some options. Oh dear. So this is the first team that's playing in the league. So if we were to draw this, we would end up second in the league, or first in the league potentially. I think second on goal on alphabetical. If we could win this, we'd be top of the league. But I think likely it is this is the highest we will ever be, whatever happens. We're 11th on alphabetical order at the minute, and I'm happy with that. We're outside the relegation zone. Right, in the comments before we get going, predictions this season: are we going to be in those bottom two positions, or are we going to have a bit more of a surprise? You know what I'm like at this game. I'm not the best, so the likelihood is it's going to be a bit of a struggle. I think we've got some decent players in, but I think the quality of the team is far, far below what is around us. And so we'll see what we can do. We just want to pick up wins here and there and just do our best, and then when we need to, just win the games against the teams that are around us. Right, I am very excited about this. I have no relationship to John van der Brom. Is he like West Brom's manager? It'd be a quite good manager for West Brom. I don't know him. I think that's fair. So we've still got Charmel on the bench. Still got some of our youngsters filling the bench, which is great. Do I know any of these players? I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Right. We're going to start off with the demand more. I am worried this is going to be a demolition. So Genk start well. They've had a shot. But the important thing is we're not 3-0 down at this stage. But it looks like it's a Genk attack. Niakite. Dib. Mal. I mean, that's an interesting word. Ooh. And that was a little deflection, wasn't it, off the defender? And it's a corner kick. We've got big lads. Ooh, not that big lads, but Zuan, who's supposed to be a big lad, he did not make the header. So is this a chance for us this time? Koida. Kind of gone to nobody. It's got us Dib, who's fast. Zuan, who is not fast. And Diogo's letting his man go. And he does get back. That is great play from our Brazilian. Melling. It's all... Wow. That hit the bar. That's the closest they've come. And again, we look a bit dodgy off corners. We've not seen much. What I think I might do is just to try and give ourselves maybe the odd shot. We will go shoot on sight at this point. We'll see what we can pull out with that. We've had a shot. Hey, I think we've seen every single shot they've had. It's interesting that, you know, as a team, what they seem to be winning most of the headers, and I feel that's a worry, because you would hope that what we can bring to the table is not, oh good God, yeah, not just is a bit of strength perhaps as a. Oh, Samari's giving it to Leye. Is this a chance? First chance. It's Lavambo. And I mean, it's nothing really, but Lavambo at least does something there. Yeah, we'll do something with old Dibby. Well, demand more. I mean, you've got to say, as first halves go, it was slightly worrying. But look, XG, we're lagging a little bit behind. We've had a couple of chances, a couple of reasonable chances, so that's good to see. But I think we need to do a little bit better. And I wonder whether we play him on a covering role, because Zuan is not that great. He's not that mobile, but he should be defensively secure. But Diogo, he's faster. He's a better player. No one's really having a bad game. No one's having a good game either. And Fixels, could we push him up to a shadow striker, get him a bit closer? We're going to come back onto cautious for now. We'll go with that. Dig in, boys. They've made a change. Bas de Wolf is off. Now he was a reasonable player. So here he comes. Samare around the corner. Asana. They're closing us down, but Asana got a lot of room there. Fixels. Oh dear me! He looked like his brain was kind of worked by mice, and that's a great bit of play from the goalkeeper again. Gofan, he's turning into a really good goalkeeper, I have to say. I've been impressed with him. Melling, and Gofan again. Diogo should have done a bit better there, I feel. Right, I'm going to look to make a change. Bouchard is looking nervous. I think Samare. No, we'll put him on. I don't want to take him off yet. He looks reasonable. We're going to take. We'll put Linertz on. Taylor Lavambo here. who we are. We're going to play as a winger, not an inside forward. See if we can make a couple more chances like that. I wonder whether we're trying to play too narrow and that's what's restricting us, and trying to play through them is going to be hard, whereas we could make the most. We do have a pace. Oh no, the goalkeeper came for that one, and that was actually a mistake by Gofan, wasn't it? He kind of just stepped forward and yeah, watch this. So no, I don't know, maybe the guy on the line there could have almost quit in the game. That was not quite what I meant. So I guess we're going to have to come out a little bit and see if we can make something more out of this. I've not got much on the bench to excite anyone. We'll bring Castan on, who is a decent player, and Tico Jejong is going to come on right at the end here. Come on, boys. I mean, they're fourth. They're predicted to come fourth in the league. Look at the XG, 1.19, 1.2 to 1.8. We had a reasonable number of shots. I know we had shoot on sight on. We conceded a late goal with a header. We need to sort of figure out the corners and free kicks. I think that's probably something that's important to do. But in general, I wasn't too disappointed with that. I think it was always going to be hard. So I think we just have to, accept we are going to lose a lot of games this season. And we just need to pick up points where we can. So we're going to play on a few, and let's have a look at the at things here. We've got Muskron there, which will be potentially an important one. Well, we'll play the other. We'll go one letter different. We'll come back and see the game against Genk, who are another decent side in this league, or Oostende. I'm not sure. Maybe them. I don't know. We'll come back in a little bit. Hopefully, we've managed to pick up the odd win, but we will see. It's going to be tricky. It's going to be really tricky. Gofan was the player of the match there, absolutely. And we need to get a little bit more out of some of these players. But early days. Let me know what you think of everything. And if you have enjoyed this, please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you are new. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.